What's going on, guys? It's Jeff for Premium Aquatics, and today we're taking a look at the Bubble Magus filter roller. What's going on, guys? We're back with another video, and if you're new to what we're doing here at Premium Aquatics, this is where we take a look at new products each and every week to help you make an informed decision whether or not that product is right for you and your reef tank. So if you're new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button and the bell so you can be notified every time that we upload a new video. Alright folks, so the Bubble Magus filter roller is essentially a new take on a filter sock. A filter sock is essentially a form of mechanical filtration which removes detritus, uneaten food, and other things from the water column, and essentially helps maintain good water quality. So today we're going to throw out the filter socks and take a look at the Bubble Magus filter roller. So let's jump into it. Alright folks, so today we're taking a look at the Bubble Magus filter roller, and essentially what this is a form of mechanical filtration to substitute over filter socks. Now, for those of us that have run filter socks in the past, we are very familiar with how often you need to change out your filter socks due to how fast they become clogged with detritus, uneaten food, fish poop, all that stuff that is draining into your sump. It goes into these filter socks, and for somebody like myself, I have found out the hard way that I am not disciplined enough to use filter socks. Typically, most filter socks need to be changed out every 3 days, and then you put in a fresh sock and then continue to clean socks and remove socks and all that stuff. And I have found for myself personally, I am definitely not disciplined enough to use filter socks. So for somebody like myself, something like the Bubble Magus filter roller is definitely something that you might want to consider. Now, you might think that there's a considerable difference in cost due to filter socks and something like the Bubble Magus filter roller. That isn't necessarily true, because I think I invested around $150 in filter socks, filter sock holders, to find out that ultimately it wasn't going to work for me and my reef tank. So what we have here is the Bubble Magus filter roller. This guy is available on Premium Aquatics, and you also can get the replacement rollers for relatively cheap. It's essentially the cost of a couple pairs of socks, and this roll will most likely last you a month plus. Essentially, you're going to set this up in your sump. It's going to operate, and you're not going to have to worry about removing detritus from your tank. This thing's going to do it for you. So this guy is 12 inches long, it's 15 inches wide, and 14 inches tall. So it is pretty beefy, especially when you consider this motor that you have encapsulated in acrylic over here to the side. So you're going to need a good amount of room to be able to install this in your sump. So from your overflow, you have your plumbing, which would feed into this tube right here, and then the water would disperse over the bottom of the Magus filter roller down here. And as this filter cloth would become clogged, the water level would rise in the filter roller. As the water level would rise in this filter roller, as you can see here in the back, right here where my finger is, that is a auto float switch. Now, when this auto float switch has water, hit it and push it up to the connection, it's going to complete the circuit for the motor, which is over here. It'll complete the circuit for this motor, and then it will roll the filter floss onto your empty roller, and then as it brings down new cloth, it's going to have the water level drop in the filter, and then you're back in action. The water will start flowing through the floss once again, the water level will drop, shutting off the motor, and essentially you just change your socks without doing anything at all. So some other things, you have a 12-volt motor right here, which it also comes with the DC adapter, and you also get some hosing, some flexible hosing to go along with it. But this filter floss, replacement filter floss, is available at Premium Aquatics as well. And you have, what is that, probably It's about just under 6 inches across, and you have about 82 feet of filter floss here, so this is going to last you a very, very long time. Some things that people have been concerned with these types of filters is with smell, and virtually everybody that I know that runs one of these types of filters says there is no smell whatsoever, because what's happening is as that filter floss is getting rolled up on this empty roller, it's drying out. So with it being dry, there's no smell associated with this type of filtration. So what I would like to do now is I'm going to actually plug this guy in, and I'm going to trigger, I'm going to see if I can get a pencil or something in there and trigger that float switch to see how fast this roll actually will peel from that and how responsive it is as well. Alright, so I have a straw and I'm going to reach in here and I'm going to trigger the float switch, and we're going to see how fast it pulls the filter floss and how responsive it is when I let go of that float switch, and then it will stop. It's pretty responsive. I'm actually really impressed with that. So let's say your filter floss is becoming clogged, the water's entering into your pipe, your filter floss is becoming clogged inside that chamber, and the water level is starting to creep up in your filter roller, and as it does so, it triggers that float switch and starts peeling that filter floss through this fresh roll, down through, and then up onto this waste roll over here, and it shuts off immediately. I'd say that's less than a second. That's less than a second of response time from when that float switch is disengaged. Very, very impressed. Alright folks, that's going to do it for this week's video. If you want to take a look at the Bubble Magus filter roller, there are links down in the description below that will bring you to Premium Aquatics, where you can do some more research and even pick one up for yourself. That's going to do it for today's video. I want to thank you guys for joining me, and if you are new to the channel, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and the bell, because we do this every week and you never know what we're going to take a look at next. That's it for today. I'll see you guys next time right here with a brand new video.